there's a predictability in people to some degree, especially when it comes to emotional things like jewelry. So I think it's two-part here. It's really segmentation and understanding those segments by talking to your customers. We coined the red heel theory, which is customer sees something on somebody else they want. And then for her, see the thing, inspired to buy, I don't own red heels, starts Googling red heels. And in theory, had we had red heels for sale and she had clicked our ads, we've now caught her. When you get onto a store like ours, it's endless jewelry and people get overwhelmed. There's understanding the personalization element, like what are the occasions that people shop, right? Like similar to fashion, you've got your date night, you've got your holiday party, you've got your Zoom call. Like what is the right jewelry for being on a Zoom call?
Our guest today is Savannah Hanks, Director of Lifecycle and Retention Marketing for At Present, your marketplace for classic and one-of-a-kind jewelry. Savannah has over 15 years of experience driving brand growth, enhancing customer engagement, and boosting revenue through innovative marketing strategies for high growth, early, and late-stage startups. She split her career between focusing on account-based and growth marketing in the B2B ingredient, AI, and health industries, and specializing in digital, lifecycle, and retention marketing in the D2C food, beverage, and jewelry e-commerce industry. Savannah Hanks, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Is my pleasure. We had a phenomenal off-the-air conversation, and I cannot wait to jump in and pick your brain on a lot of different topics.
Great. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. So I want to start with what you call the foundation of your expertise, which is consumer insights and figuring out the customer needs before they need it. When you share with that, you're like, okay, if she knows the answer to that holy grail, every marketer is going to know her secret. So talk about, how do you figure out what the customer needs before they even need it?
Well, I think really it's just about talking to the customers, right? There's a predictability in people to some degree, especially when it comes to emotional things like jewelry. So I think it's two-part here. It's really segmentation and understanding those segments by talking to your customers. I think in the digital space, especially, we get used to AI or we get used to kind of global research that's being done. And we kind of leverage that rather than getting to know our own customer base. So whether you're B2B or B2C, I'm a huge fan of a voice of customer research, like actually getting on the phone, having conversations with your customers and breaking those customers into different segments and then kind of categorizing them that way and getting a healthy group of customers within each of those segments and having those conversations. And I think, for us also at different points of the year, we redo these conversations. Our customers change as we grow as a business, as we shift as a business. So do the types of customers that we have. There's customers that you want and you have those aspirational customers, but there are customers with you today that may or may not be those aspirational customers. And if you're always just focusing on the customers that you want and trying to put your products in a, how do I say that? Always focusing on the customers that you think you want or that you think you have. I don't know what I'm saying here, Steve.
I think that I understand.
Okay.
Completely understand where the insights, it's what you're getting at is the root of, and it's real simple, right? Is what the customer is telling you either by word of mouth or their actions or both.
Yes, correct.
Right. It's really that simple. So many brands, and we won't name names unless, of course, you want to. I don't care. So many brands overcomplicate because we're all consumers and we all can share those experiences of with a brand going, what are you thinking? Why are you sending me this?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's also, cracking the personalization piece. That's another important aspect of consumer insights is if, hyper personalization at scale is really challenging. And again, that consumer insights piece comes in is if you really understand your customers and you really understand your segments, personalization at scale is completely achievable.
So the brand At Present is completely e-commerce, correct?
Correct. Yep. No brick and mortar.
No brick and mortar. So you have the benefit, stay with me here as I use that word,
okay,
everything is quote unquote captured right online, because we both know, when it's brick and mortar, you're at the mercy of whether it's an in-store associate or you don't know what they're doing or how many things you're looking at. When it's online only, you can pretty much track and see, what someone looked at, what someone put in their shopping cart, whether they abandoned it or not. Everything is kind of there for your purview. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So I think it's a benefit. I really do. I'm not saying, it's over and above brick and mortar, because they have their own benefits as well. But from an e-com perspective, you can just, one-stop shop, pun intended, of look at everything that customer X did while they're on your site. And then you can respond, if that's the word, accordingly. And I know one of the channels you guys lean heavily on is email marketing.
Correct.
Talk to us about, the importance of email marketing, how the brand uses it, and give some do's and don'ts even for other brands, whether they're in the same space or not when it comes to email.
Yeah, I think same thing with any other digital channel. It's really about that personalization, and segmentation again comes into play here. It's understanding how to get the products that your customers care about and those different segments. What do they care about in front of them? And I think for us, segmentation has been the biggest play. It's understanding the customer journey, right? We've got customers, especially with jewelry, typical jewelry in the jewelry industry. It's more typical for a customer to purchase only 1 or 2 times a year. And we're really trying to shift that model with what we do. And at present, our typical customer is purchasing 3, 4, 5, even 6, 7 times a year. And I think, it's the segmentation piece is important because it's really understanding how the customer shops. Mm-hmm. when they're looking for something, and making sure that we get those right products in front of them, and that personal touch too. I think one thing that a lot of folks maybe don't understand about the digital space, and what we're trying to do at present, is really create that boutique shopping experience. We get a lot of customers that call us and are like, okay, we just wanted to call and check and make sure you're a real place. And I think the e-commerce world experiences that a lot, right? You have a lot of shops now overseas that are, they appear to be US based stores. And then, you have horrible customer service experiences. Mm-hmm. And I think for us, it's a really high touch model. We offer personal styling. We offer concierge services. We answer our phones. We text. We have conversations back and forth through email. And I think that high touch, high communication element that we add to our business has really shifted that digital model, especially with jewelry shopping, right? I mean, you're used to being able to walk into a jewelry store and have a conversation about what you're looking for. And the digital world has created a little bit of a barrier to that experience. So we are trying to recreate that as much as possible. I think the email, going back to your question, the email strategy is a bit twofold. There's the hyper personalization element through segmentation. So really getting our customers into groups that make sense. And then the second piece to that is really having product heavy emails. I know that sounds ridiculous, but the more product we can get in front of you in a digestible format, right? There's what we call scroll fatigue. When you get onto a store like ours, and it's endless jewelry and people get overwhelmed. And I think that, again, like, there's understanding the personalization element, like what are the occasions that people shop, right? Like similar to fashion, you've got your date night, you've got your holiday party, you've got your Zoom call. Like, what is the right jewelry for right. being on a Zoom call? And I think people really appreciate that distillation of the shopping experience. It takes the overwhelm out of it a little bit. And we've spent a lot of time trying to really understand what those different styles are and those different occasions are, and really embedding that in every channel that we have.
I love that. Sorry to interrupt you, but
no, please.
If you don't have a Zoom line, you might want to think about launching one.
Yeah.
We can split the profits.
Oh, deal. Yeah.
But really, in earnest, what you just said, though, makes perfect sense. Is you're identifying a problem, a challenge some people didn't even realize they had, right? Yeah. And that's the mark of a great brand and a great marketer.
I'll take that.
Totally. Yeah. Because if you think about it, we're all consumers. And if someone puts something in front of us going, I never thought of that. I could really use this widget, right?
Yep.
Oh, tell me more.
Absolutely. People want to be inspired. I think that jewelry, fashion, jewelry is one of those unique things because, food, anything B2B, right? Any B2B product is going to help you, be better at your job or look better at your job or do your job more efficiently. When we're talking about fashion or food, I mean, these are still necessities, things that we buy online. Jewelry is kind of one of those luxury things that we don't necessarily need, but it is so essential to everything that we do. And I think for us, it's really inspiring those occasions, like what, the perfect outfit to go out to dinner in, but what is that complementary jewelry piece that is really going to sell that style and that look? And I think,
it's fascinating. It really is. I want to move into another channel.
Okay.
And that's SEO.
Yeah.
Right, which of course is near and dear to Stan Venture's heart.
Yep.
And I want to start with AI. AI is on everybody's, obviously, right? But keeping it in the context of SEO, right?
Okay.
And how AI can scale your SEO activation. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things someone has said to me about AI specifically is that you need to leverage AI like you're having a conversation with an intelligent friend, right? You have to feed intelligent questions to get intelligent answers. And I think that speaks a lot to how I leverage AI on a daily basis and with SEO. I use it to do my job more efficiently. SEO is not my customer. My customer is a human. It cannot speak in the place of my customer, but it can help me get smarter and scale. I think specifically, how we've been leveraging AI for the most part in relation to SEO is, meta descriptions, meta titles, things at scale that would take me to do thousands of products on our site to individually write all of these pieces. I think, what we've done is leverage that to scale my role, right? We're a small team of 5. And I think any opportunity that we can use that additional intelligence layer to faster and smarter. I will say, writing AI prompts has been a learning curve. It's really the intelligent piece comes in is writing the right prompt and getting AI to do the thing you want it to do. Honestly, takes a lot in the beginning, and over time, I feel like I've gotten better at doing this. But I think that's one of the biggest challenges and learning curves for folks that are just starting to leverage AI, to work more efficiently. It's really like, again, like putting that intelligent question in to get that intelligent answer.
It is a great point. Hey, sorry for the interruption. We're going to get back to our show in one quick second, but stay with me. If you're in the need for anything SEO and or link building related, you need to do yourself one quick favor. You need to go to the website that's on the screen right now, stanventures.com. Go there, tell them Steve O sent you. The rest will take care of itself. Trust me. You can thank me later. Someone told me, AI, I look at AI, first of all, as a tool.
Yep.
It's not the magic elixir. It's a tool.
Yep.
And number 2, and I'm mostly a ChatGPT user, but I know they're all wired, for lack of a better word, the same way, in so much as the more you use it, the more it literally gets to know you and your voice.
Absolutely. I even in I know there's a couple sides to this theory, but AI blog writing, right? We're seeing people kind of shift in, launching their own AI search engine and really kind of putting a damper on SEO, right? We started out in the industry, you could just pump a blog full of keywords and you would get credit for it. And then you had to write really high quality content. You had to write a lot of it. And then you got these pillar page models and everything's getting really complex. And then Google launches their own AI tool, which is basically searching all of our content and surfacing the answer and taking credit for it and really shifting the way that we do content. But the one thing that I think has not changed is the importance of still putting out that high quality, consistent content within your realm or within your topic. And I think for us, styling tips, occasion-based shopping, like personalization at scale has still been, high quality content for us that is still important for our customer base. Even just having those resources on our site, we know our customers still find importance in, but I think also people discover us that way, right?
Yeah.
So, it's still working for us now, and I'd be lying if I said that AI didn't help write these, but there's still the necessity to go back through and put your brand touch, your brand voice.
And your human touch. Yeah.
Your human touch. Absolutely. Yes. AI's
So
produced some things that are funny for sure.
exactly. I want to get to personalization at scale a little more detail, but in a second, because I want to touch on something you shared with me under the umbrella of SEO, and it's the voice of customer and the buyer's journey research. And you used a term I had never heard before called the red heels theory.
Yeah.
What is that?
For us, SEO, the importance of SEO had always been, technical on-page SEO. Make sure you check the basics, and then, put out content, because that organic traffic is still, highly important to us. We want people to be able to discover us, especially since we're a digital, platform or a digital marketplace. And we started a voice of customer research project last quarter. Talked to a bunch of our customers in person or on the phone or Zoom on the phone. And there was this consistency across all of our customers in how they discovered at present or how they ended up coming to buy or returning to buy. And it all came down to this what we coined the red heel theory, which is customer walking on the street, sitting in the subway, sees something on somebody else they want, right? And in this case, we coined it red heels. One of the customers had brought this up, and then for her, see the thing, inspired to buy. Oh, I don't own red heels. Starts Googling red heels, and sees a bunch of options. Clicks on a few things. Well, in theory, had we had red heels for sale and she had clicked our ads, we've now caught her. So I think our thinking went back to, we need to simplify the way we talk about our products on our site, because this customer did not search a specific pair of red heels. She didn't even know what the red heels were that she saw in the person or that she necessarily wanted. She just recognized she didn't own a pair of red heels and she wanted to add that to her collection. And what that said for us, especially with jewelry, a lot of our designers have some really obscure names for their pieces, and really bringing those meta descriptions, those meta titles, even the product descriptions down to the basics. It's a moon pendant. So if I am looking for a moon pendant and I search that on the search engines, I have a higher chance of being discovered if my descriptions match that, if my meta titles and my meta descriptions. And I think that's where we were going with red heels was, make it simple to be found, take every measure, especially with SEO, that you can, so that when someone is searching for that heart pendant or that link chain that you are populating for those search queries.
So that exercise that the brand did, is really applicable to any brand.
100%. Oh, well, voice of customer research? Absolutely.
Of course that is, but just the way you came at it, I really like that uniqueness of it.
Yeah. Thanks.
Forgive me for saying this, but it's so simple, but why don't, I don't know. I'm being rhetorical. Why more brains don't do this?
No, it was a huge unlock for us that seemed so obvious. And I think that's, we've spent a lot of this quarter. That's why I say, like, AI especially has been a tool for us in this exercise of going back through our entire product catalog. Like I said, we have thousands of SKUs, and going back through and individually, which I did start to do on my own, and rewrite these product descriptions and these meta titles and these meta descriptions. And it just became excessive and time consuming, and leveraged some great tools online. And Narado is one of my favorites for meta description bulk editing. And yeah, it was a lifesaver for sure.
I can only imagine. So back to personalization at scale. I know one of the ways the brand does this is through ABM, right? And account-based marketing.
Yep.
And I know you have, I think you call it the VIP tier, right? The high touch.
Yep.
Talk to us about how to use ABM.
For our brand, we're demi-fine and fine jewelry, and our focus is really on, a higher tier customer, although we do offer jewelry for everyone, if you will. And for us, we really recognized, as going back to kind of recreating that boutique jewelry shopping experience, we realized that when you're spending a certain amount of money, and I'm talking about, $1,000 or more on a given piece, you really want to know, that there's a person on the other side, receiving this order, because it's a lot of money to spend, but also there's a little bit more of a conversation. And I think this is where that style and occasion-based shopping or inspiration shopping kind of unlocked for us. And we would have customers that just wanted to call, and I answer our phones too, and just want to chit chat about the different pieces on our site and just kind of have that human experience For us, so we've now segmented this group that spends over a certain amount in a given order, and we take personal exercises to actually reach out to these folks. So I give it some time. Once someone gets a delivery within a week, I'm reaching out personally as the director of customer experience, and I am asking how they liked their order, if there's anything else we can help them find. And I think for us, this opens this two-way communication with our customers. And it's almost a guarantee that at some point, if not then, that there will be some feedback loop from the customer, whether they've now decided they want to look for something else, they want to purchase a gift. But on top of that, we're constantly, I would say at least on a monthly basis, reaching out to these customers personally on a personal email and asking if there's anything we can help them find. Do they have any events coming up or any occasions coming up that we can help them? Even if it's not purchasing something, can we help them style? We're a team of jewelry experts. And I think continuing to offer that personal touch, that's that account-based marketing piece. That is the retention piece that gets customers coming back. And through this voice of customer research, we've heard from countless customers that we continue to come back because we know not only can we trust your jewelry, we can trust the quality, but also we know we can have that human experience, that jewelry store experience in a digital way. And I think that that has been huge for us. It's almost like, you've got Nordstrom's, you can return anything, and that's, their claim to fame. For us, it is and is always going to be that you're going to get that personal touch with At Present. You're going to get that boutique jewelry shopping experience online.
Yeah, the thought of recreating the in-person buying experience in a digital format sounds like an oxymoron.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does, right? To the layman. Go ahead. But yeah, it does seem like that's kind of like an oxymoron. Wait, how can a brand recreate an in-store buying experience in a digital format?
The communication. I think there has been a lot of digital brands that have, tried to create that, especially through automation, through chat. And we're realizing the phone. The ability for customers to text us and to get a response within the same day, to be able to have a conversation. I can't tell you how many customers call me, and I swear they're just calling to talk, Steve. I have a couple customers that I know I'm going to get a call from at some point each week. And I'd say 50% of the time they purchase, and 50% of the time they just want to share something about their day. And having that relationship with a customer, and I think, it's a little out of touch, I think, even for account-based marketing, because the account-based marketing is supposed to be personalization at scale, and we're taking it a whole different level. But I think what we learned in that voice of customer research, especially when it comes to high dollar purchases, and especially when it comes to jewelry, is people want to have that conversation. And I think that where we're, again, going personalization at scale, we're having those conversations on a broad scale through, our email marketing channels, our social channels. We do a lot with stylists. We do a lot with influencers, just like every other brand. But I think it's really bringing it back to that styling, the occasion-based shopping, like inspiring people. We do a lot of concierge services. So we can make you anything. And I think helping inspire customers through other customer stories and other personalization pieces has been, huge for us. That's, I think, even going back to knowing what people want before they want it. And that's that inspiration. We all just need to be inspired. And I think we do a great job at doing that.
Well, the success speaks for itself, for sure. I want to wrap up on a topic we've already talked about, but I want to make it more holistic, and it's AI. And we've talked about it in the context of SEO and using it to create content and write blogs, but I want to hear your thoughts from a more holistic AI perspective when it comes to marketing and Gen AI specifically. But where you sit in your experience, where do you see AI now? Where do you see it going in terms of just overall the way it interacts with marketing? And you said something that I'd love. You were AI is not my customer and should not replace consumer insights. So share your thoughts kind of holistically on AI when it comes to marketing.
I think personally, for me, how I'm seeing AI be most beneficial, for marketers and in my personal experience, I think is really synthesizing the data. I'm doing a lot of these voice of customer calls, but you're seeing a lot of implementation of AI in the marketing tech stack. So, you've got your email marketing tools, Klaviyo, you've got your predictive send models, you're even as AI is starting to get to know how you speak to your customer and what your customers are responding to. Starting to help you formulate that messaging to really speak to the customer, I think in a way that synthesizing that data over time, there's a lot that gets missed. And I think what I appreciate about how AI has expedited that process, again, is helping us understand the data that's in front of us. I think the human error, we miss a lot of these key things. I mean, how many times have we done voice of customer research and the red heel theory didn't click for us? And I think AI is going to be that unlock, and already is that unlock, again, in synthesizing data and helping us see what we're missing. And
Okay. What advice, in wrapping up, a marketer is listening to this saying, an agnostic of industry, I'm not sure where to start. I'm not sure how to dive into the AI pool. What do you recommend?
I think it's almost impossible as a marketer right now not to. AI is in every tool. Again, it's in our marketing tech stack. I think it's for me, it was convincing myself to start the journey, because there is, again, and we talked about this, a little bit of a learning curve when leveraging AI. AI does not replace your intelligence. It certainly doesn't answer or solve all of your problems, but is a tool to get you there. And I think just jumping in and starting to leverage it in different aspects of your role. Like I said, I tried to approach these mass meta description edits on my own manually, and there's just not enough time in the day to get that done and to get that done efficiently. And I think it's just acknowledging that that this is a tool that can make you more efficient at your job in a number of ways, and just exploring that and leveraging that is key. And I think, as I had mentioned before with the prompts, it's, you get better at talking to AI and leveraging AI. And it oddly made me smarter as a result of it in just going through that process and that exercise, because I'm being forced to continue to mold my questions to have intelligent questions. And I think that is the key unlock for AI.
It's a perfect way to end. What a glorious conversation. I cannot thank you enough for coming on.
Thank you, Steve.
Hey, I'm the guy from the video you just saw. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Now do yourself a favor. If you haven't already, subscribe to our content. Believe it or not, unconfirmed rumors and reports, you will see it increase in 20% in organic traffic just by subscribing. Okay, maybe not, but it's fun, right? But do yourself a favor, really. Subscribe to our content. You won't be sorry. Thanks.